Hey folks, Tim here, FT Lot for the love of trains. Welcome back. I know it's been a little while, but the other day I was down in my train room looking for something, and I just got an inkling to start working on my HO layout here, and I want to show you what I've got cooking now. I'm working on actually the overpass or the drop bridge. When I walk into the room there, I want to have trains running around the entire room, but I don't want a permanent duck under coming into the room, so I built myself a bridge, and this is just the infrastructure that I've been working on here. I don't have it wired up yet or any track laid at the moment, but I just wanted to show you what I was working on in case anyone else is thinking about making one of these. It turned out to be fairly simple at this point anyways. So let's get right to it. I'll show you some pictures of when I was working on it last night. So here we go. Alright, so the first thing I had to do was finish, I guess the approach, you'd call it, along the wall here to, I guess, the plate, the mating plate, to continue the tracks. And then I jumped over to the other side and I put a board, measured up a board and got it set up level with the other side to continue my tracks that will go back and behind my water heater there. And before somebody says something, I will shield the bench work. It's actually going to go into a tunnel there, so that, and then I will shield that with some kind of metal to prevent any heat from the water heater or anything like that, because I know it's kind of close. So I want to have some type of a foil barrier that's, you know, not going to catch fire in case my water heater decides to flare up or flame up. So, alright, so then after that, I went ahead and worked on building the rest of the shelf part that comes out of the wall, and this thing sticks out of the wall about 6.5 inches. And so I built the framework for that, and then put the plywood decking on top of that. And if you'll notice here, I left a notch here for where the bridge is going to drop down into this pocket. So there's a notch cut out here for that. And then the other side, I put up two chunks of 1x2 to kind of guide the bridge deck in. Remember, it's coming up, it's a lift-up bridge. So this will come up and nest in between those two boards there. For the actual deck, I used a 1x4 piece of wood, and then two 1x2s screwed onto the ends to make kind of like an offset I-beam look. Makes it real rigid, and hopefully can keep it from flexing or warping or anything like that. So, and then I used a hinge that I bought at a local hardware store and kind of lined that up, or set the bridge across the top here and then lined that up. And because my walls aren't perfectly straight, older house, I had to put a little bit of a shim in underneath the hinge to keep it squared up with the mating on the other side there. So if you see that little chunk of wood in there, that's what that is, a little bit of a shim. And then basically it's a press fit, so I was able to bring those back up, and then on the very end of the bottom part that would hang down, I attached a 1x2 as well, so that when this comes up and it gets pushed into position, it's a snug press fit that locks in between those two 1x2s that I screwed on there, and then the one that's on the bottom of the actual bridge deck comes up and meets flush with those. And then what I'll end up doing is pinning those somehow to maintain that, so then all I have to do is pull those pins out, drop the bridge, and then opposite of that, pull it back up, push it into place, lock my pins in. So that's basically what the pictures are representing at this point. Alright, there's more of a real-time look at what that plate looks like there. Let me swing it over to the other side. And that's kind of a look at what it looks like when it's pulled down and just hanging. And it'll be, you know, safely tucked behind the wall there, so that when you walk around the corner, you're not going to smack into it. Alright, so I'll try to do this the best I can. I hope this is up there enough. When I raise the bridge piece up here, like I said, it fits between these two pieces, and then it's just a press fit right into there, and that gives me perfect alignment. And again, I will pin this on the underside so that once it's in that position, it stays locked there. I don't want somebody resting their arm on this and accidentally dropping this down. Okay, other side here, nice and smooth, nice alignment here. Again, this is my 1x2, 1x4 on the top, and then I got another 1x2 on the other side here. And this just drops down and out of the way. And then it just basically hangs in there. My hinge is right here. Works out pretty well. Alright, as far as electrical goes, I'm going to go back from this corner. I'm going to go back 30 inches, and then I'll break the track on both sides and make those non-powered sections. And the only way those sections will work is when the bridge is up, and I'll put a switch in there that will allow power to travel to the dead sections. Same goes for this side over here. But basically, I need to get the wiring in, get the switch in. I'll put in some, get the road bed in, and get the tracks cut next, and then we'll be able to test it out and make sure it's working. Someone may ask, the reason why I'm saying 30 inches is because I figure if I'm running at least 2, most of the times 3 engines on a train, that way that's 30 inches enough to get all 3 locomotives onto that dead section. In case you have a really strong pusher, you don't want to just have it push your first engine off. So I figured 30 inches was a safe distance. Okay, so there you have it. That was the quick and dirty. Like I said, I just got an itch to start working on this. I've been meaning to do it for a long time now, and this will get me across that threshold there of the open doorway. And then, like I said, I can tie it back into my helix. It's going to be a double track. One's going to go around the back of the helix, one's going to go around the front of the helix. This will allow me to run 2 trains on the upper level continuously with train traffic coming up the helix and kind of intermixing with it and then going back down. Again, I like to run a lot of trains, so this kind of works out really well for me. And it just makes it more fun and gives it a little different depth to the railroad when I can go actually around all the walls and still be able to walk in and out of the room without having to worry about bumping my head or, you know, scraping my back trying to duck under something. So, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll hopefully have an update on the electrical and the track work part of this section. So if anyone else is thinking about building one, highly recommend it. It's really simple. Didn't take a lot of supplies. Most everything I had here, other than the hinge that I went out and bought. So until the next time, as always, I'm out!